Good morning. I would like to welcome everyone to the Spiritualist Desert Church. My name is Paula Molino, and I am your chairperson today. Thank you so much for joining us via Zoom. Know that your microphones, I don't know what a microphone is. Wait, yes I do, a microphone. Your microphone's going to be muted, and we are doing that because we are videoing this for YouTube. And if you're joining us via YouTube, awesome. Please join our subscription, subscribe to us, like us. And then if you want to join us for the Zoom, please send us an email and we can make that happen for you. So again, my name is Paula Molino, and I want to welcome everyone to the Spiritualist Desert Church, those that are in spirit, as well as those that are here with us now and those that will join us later. I'm so glad to have you guys all here today. Our sermon is going to be delivered today by our president of our board, Lynn Collier. She's also going to be doing the benediction and spirit greetings, along with Alice Robertson doing spirit greetings. And those two wonderful women host our Zoom sessions, and we couldn't have this without them, so that's amazing. We're also going to be joined by Louise Barkdahl. She's going to be doing our healing meditation. She is a master at that, and you're going to love it. Let us open our service with an invocation. Let us pray. Let's take a deep breath in and let it go. Infinite intelligence, please bless us this beautiful day. Help us embrace our new normal with compassion, patience, and grace. Help us to understand that we are all spirit first with a divine spark within us, and help us to recognize that divine spark and humanity within one another. Give us the strength to move through this day to help ourselves and others and to find joy in this moment. Amen. The Spiritualist Desert Church is a chartered member of the National Spiritualist Association of Churches, headquartered in Lilydale, New York. The NSAC manual provides us with the definition of our religion. I would like to share those definitions of spiritualism and being a spiritualist with you. Spiritualism is a science, philosophy, and religion of continuous life based upon the demonstrated fact of communication by means of mediumship with those who live in the spirit world. Spiritualism is a science because it investigates, analyzes, and classifies and manifestations demonstrated from the spirit side of life. Spiritualism is a philosophy because it studies the laws of nature, both on the seen and unseen sides of life, and bases its conclusion upon present observed facts. It accepts statements of observed facts of past ages and conclusions drawn therefrom, when sustained by reason and by results of observed fact of present day. Spiritualism is a religion because it strives to understand and to comply with the physical, mental, and spiritual laws of nature, which are the laws of God. A spiritualist is one who believes as the basis of his or her religion in the communication between this and the spirit world by means of mediumship, and who endeavors to mold his or her character and conduct in accordance with the highest teaching derived from such communication. As spiritualists, we do not have any dogmas or creeds, but we do have 9 principles that we strive to live by, and if you will joyously declare those aloud with me. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individuals and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes proven through mediumship. Thank you, everyone. That was wonderful. The energy that we felt, I could see you saying it, but I could feel your energy, which is amazing over a Zoom meet. So thank you. It is my great pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Lynn Collier, who is the president of our board of directors. She is also on the pastoral committee. She's on many committees. She is a longtime member of our church and one of my dearest friends. Please welcome Lynn Collier.
Happy Memorial Day weekend. I hope you're having some fun, and I know we're all trying to disconnect from maybe a challenging week that we had. I always try to start out my sermons with a joke, and my friend Rob Slagle, who's my partner with the magazine, he always seems to intuitively know that I'm going to give a sermon because he sends me a joke. The one he sent me was inappropriate. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use one that Arthur Ford used in 1960 when he made those wonderful recordings at Lilydale. And if you haven't had a chance to purchase those or see those, they're wonderful because you listen to them. And he says in one of his sermons, I'm going to march with Martin Luther King next week. And you're like, God, that's history. But his joke is this, and it's a positive in a positive light. So there was a good Catholic sister who was on a street corner, and she was tending to the poor, and she spotted a beggar man and felt her heart reach out to him, and she pressed $5 in his hand and said, "For charity, brother, for charity." So the man, he took the money, and the next day he was on the street corner looking for the good sister, and he saw her, and he pressed $15 in her hand, and he said, grinned from ear to ear and said, "Sister, charity came in 3-1. So you never know what people, how people process information. You never know how they understand information. One of the things I was looking for, the Reverend Cozy Allen, who's a very good teacher to all of us, and I've been in many of her classes, and so has many of you, and I could not find this book. And I knew what I wanted to say, and I could not find it. Well, Alice is the librarian, and she started pulling out all these pamphlets. I'd like to take a minute to thank Alice. She pulled out this one, and it was exactly the one that I needed after I looked at it. Dr. Peggy Barnes is the author of this, and she is a very famous spiritualist who wrote many books for the NSAC church. And it's talking about self-realization, and I'll read a passage from you for just a minute, but our church believes, in many of our books, talks about how religion in the early days, organized religion, we had a parental relationship with God. He punished us or he rewarded us. And we had an icon of an angry white guy that didn't have much patience with a lot of people. So that was our relationship with God. And she talks about having a relationship with ourselves and acknowledging our power and our relationship to nature, which is the manifestation of God. We as spiritualists do not believe in heaven or hell. We believe in a seventh principle. We adhere to a seventh principle that says we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. And that's been written about by many organizations, not just spiritualists, but The Secret, The Power of Thought. Reverend Vicki Holman, just now before our service, had talked to Paula and said, that's an energy that you're putting into the pot. That's an energy. And all these different energies come together. And for the last couple of months, I've been thinking about all of our energies. And this is when Alice gave me this book. I just want to read it for a minute. This is it. This is exactly what I've been thinking, because many of us we've been trying to protect ourselves against the negativity in our lives. Like we're trying to, like, it's kind of like spiritual diabetes. We're trying not to take in a lot of negativity. I can't eat that cupcake. I can't watch CNN tonight because I can't overburden myself with too much negativity. And for me, I have a very low threshold for that, because then I get scared. And then when I get scared, I get mad. So I have to really watch that, because I have a very sensitive spiritual pancreas. I can't let myself get crazy. I can't consume too much fear. So, and I'm not the only one. I've talked to a lot of people and they're like, yeah, I'm trying to really protect myself. I'm not watching a lot of news. You know, people are scared. And so I think that many of us are looking at, but we rarely think about what we're putting into the pot. What kind of energy are we putting into the group? Just like Reverend Vicki Holman said, yeah, but your energy, Paula, is wonderful. You put that excitement into the energy when we need it. Sometimes you need a boost. Like, I've talked to several people, one of a healer, she's not a spiritualist, but she's a friend for me and Paula. And she said, Lynn, you are the 10th person I have talked to this week that has no energy, zero energy. She said, I believe that we are recalibrating our, Dr. Barnes calls it mass consciousness. And I just want to read something about this. And I understand that you need to be vigilant about what you allow into your life, and you don't want to allow toxic people or information. You need to be careful, but you also need to be careful what you put out too, what you put out. She says, as an individual, you are responsible for the kinds of thoughts you send out to form the part of mass consciousness and sways material conditions. If you wish for a peaceful world, you must vigilantly guard your mind and thoughts against strife and hatred. Think peace, peace, peace. Eventually, if enough minds send out vibrations of peace, peace is bound to dominate the mass consciousness and become universal. And that's her book, and she's talking about manifesting, but more than manifesting, creating a reality. Paula's power pack and my power pack and Alice's power pack, and we come together to form a massive battery. We use the word battery when we have seances. We use that word because we know that there has to be a lot of power when we communicate. There also has to be a lot of power to be able to go through changes. Right now, we're going through a lot of changes, and a lot of people, we're being conscious of what we take in, but are we conscious of what we give out? Because it's like the butterfly effect. If I have a negative thought and I'm connected as one, as spiritualists, we believe we're all connected, then I know that Paula picks up on that thought. Alice picks up on that thought. I'm amazed right now that Alice's dogs know when she's coming home. 5 minutes before she drives up to the driveway, they're lined up in front of the door. I'm like, she's not here, guys. There she drives right up. And it's not that they hear her, because it's like 5 minutes before she hits the road. So it's like they're connected. And I know that a lot of us have taken time because of this crisis to try and reconnect with our higher selves. And I become very distracted, and I have projects, and I sometimes miss the big picture. But I think spending a few minutes every morning to try to connect with my higher self, to realize what my power is, because we all have great power within us, and we all have the divine spark. I believe we all have the divine spark within us, and we contribute to that cosmic internet of communication. We contribute our energy and information to that mass consciousness. And so if I can take 5 minutes a day and honor and recognize the power of me and my higher self, who isn't scared of anything, she doesn't have any fear, and be able to use that to make my life better and others better as I give, I believe that that's kind of my focus for the next few months. And I wanted to share that with everyone, to start a conversation and see how you felt about it, because I really feel that we are supporting each other, and that's the most important thing. thing. And I challenge you this week, as you wake up in the morning, to acknowledge and honor your higher self and to think about what you're putting out. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. You're absolutely correct. Oh, very inspirational words. Thank you. Traditionally, this is the time for our love offering and our announcements. We continue to accept love donations by check to the address on your screen or via our PayPal link, which is now up. You can find it also in our chat. You can copy it there or go directly to that link. Thank you for your continued support of the Spiritualist Desert Church. Without you guys, we are not possible, so thank you so much. As you're aware, Spiritualist Desert Church is closed for services. Our building is closed, but we are still here for you. So our board of directors, our pastoral committee is still available to help you with whatever it is that you need. If you are in need of food, we still have our food pantry operating. Just let us know. If you would like to talk to one of us, have questions about spiritualism, about becoming a member, any of those things, please reach out to us and we are happy to help you in whatever way we can. You may also watch the service on our YouTube channel. Search Spiritualist Desert Church on YouTube and find us there. I personally love to go back and listen to the sermons over and over again. I'm so glad that we've made this shift, because with this shift, we are recording these. We can see them, and I can go back and hear Lynn's words over and over again when they speak to me and when I need them, and I think that's amazing. So please join us on YouTube as well. Next week, you're going to have the pleasure of hearing myself speak, I hope. And then on the 20th, you will, we will be joined by the Reverend Lorraine Radice. And then on the 27th, we are going to be joined by Siobhan Carlson. So please come with us next week and the rest of the month so we can hear those wonderful speakers. As we begin the healing portion of our service, we invite you to join us in a healing meditation led by Louise Barkdahl. Louise is the co-chair of our pastoral committee. She's also the secretary on our board. She does many, many things for us, and she is a master at healing, at leading us through this healing meditation. So we're going to start with our prayer for spiritual healing, so please pray with me. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and restore them to perfect health. I put my trust and the love in the love and power of God. Amen. And now Louise is going to lead us through our guided meditation. Louise?
Morning, everyone. I too would like to welcome all those that have joined us today in this live Zoom service, later on in YouTube, all those in spirit, our friends, our family, all our loved ones who come just to be with us. I would like everyone please to get into a comfortable position, feet firmly on the floor if possible. And we're going to start with just a couple of breaths. As we breathe in to the count of 3. Hold that breath to the count of 3. And then exhale to the count of 3. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Let's do that a couple more times. And consciously, as we're breathing in, breathe in positivity. Breathe in freshness. Breathe in resolve. As we're exhaling, Exhale negativity. Exhale fear. Exhale worry. For these few moments in time, there is nothing to worry about. We are going to connect with our higher selves, with that higher power that is infinite intelligence. And as we connect, there is nothing else we need to do, and there is nothing we need to worry about. We're allowed to expand. We're allowed to truly be ourselves and connect with that wonderful, loving, healing energy that is available to all of us, bringing us calm, bringing us hope, bringing us love, bringing us stability, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. As we're in this space, we're going to go on a little journey. So visualize yourself leaning back and a beautiful rainbow bubble surrounding you. And you're just sitting in the middle of this bubble. You can lean back, you can relax just like you're in a recliner. And we're going to rise from wherever you're sitting, from the dwelling that you maintain. And we're going to rise above our neighborhood. We will rise above our city. We will rise above the state. And we will rise above this earth. And we're going to take a little journey out into space. And as we rise above this earth, we can see the moon approaching. And we can wave so long to it as we pass it. And we're going to continue to rise up to see all of our galaxy. We're going to rise up. We're going to pass Mars. We're going to pass Jupiter. We're going to pass Saturn. And as we're passing these planets, look at all the stars surrounding us. These beautiful, wondrous stars. Some of the stars that we see are actually planets. But the point is, look how many of them there are. Imagine for a moment if each one of them were a soul, a friend, a family member. Look what a huge family we are connected to. When we have a family like this, there is no way that we cannot be supported by each other. Each one of us at different times needs support. And at another time, we have the extra energy to be a support. That is what family does. Whether we are still here in the physical or whether we are in spirit, we are all connected. We are all there. We are all here. And we are all available to each other. Whether it is to give or to receive that help and that healing energy. Even though we look to be individuals, we are all connected. We are all part of that melting pot, and we are all here for each other. Put in that positivity when you can, and always ask for help when it's needed. And now, as we start feeling refreshed and renewed because we've gotten out of that fire for a few minutes, let us begin our return home, descending comfortably, easily, past those planets again, toward our moon, toward our Earth, toward our continent and our state and our city and our neighborhood, our own dwelling, and back into our own seat, aligning back with our physical body, taking a moment, start wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, taking a couple of deep breaths, adjusting ourselves back with our physical body, refreshed, renewed, whole, and ready for the next week. God bless.
Thank you, Louise. That was amazing. We continue to maintain our healing list and send out absent healing prayers on a daily basis. If you wish to add someone to our healing list, you, someone you know, or your pets, please send us an email request. We now move into the message portion of our service. By definition, a medium is one whose organism is sensitive to vibrations from the spirit world, and through whose instrumentality, intelligences in that world are able to convey messages and produce the phenomena of spiritualism. A medium proves the continuity of life. Please understand that all mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. A psychic reads your energy and your aura, and a medium brings through someone who's lived on the earth plane. It is also important to know that a medium is not a medical doctor and therefore cannot and will not prescribe or diagnose. As we close our service, we would like to invite you to join us for our virtual fellowship where your microphones will be unmuted and we can chat together following the benediction that is going to be led by Lynn Collier. Lynn?
Dear God, infinite intelligence, thank you so much for bringing us together today with this new technology. Help our minds be open and help us to connect with each other in a positive, wonderful way to support each other, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually this week. Help us to tap into our higher selves so we remind ourselves of what divine creatures we are. Amen.
Thank you all for joining us today. Please remember all of those who are striving to keep us safe and healthy during this crisis. Please include them in your prayers and meditation. Remember to recognize the humanity in each of us and to face everyone with grace and compassion. Have an amazing, wonderful week, and we'll see you again next time.